This is just a quick follow-up on the House of the Rising Sun from yesterday's lesson, where we were looking primarily at the finger picking, but also ran through the melody and looked at it from first position. This high A note necessarily draws us out of that first position. We would have played the lick. If you have your normal A note with your middle finger, you're going to have to move your pinky out to this A, find some way back to G, which is fine. Ring finger or pinky out at the A at the 5th fret. You can do the G with your pointer. We have the open E to the D to bring us back into first position. There's nothing wrong with that. We could have treated it more like second position. Put your pointer on the A note. The B would be on the 4th fret. C, pinky. D, D, A, high A. This position actually looks almost ideal for House of the Rising Sun, but I've also been working in the 5th position lately, so I'd like to play through that with you. Here are the notes again. Here's a little map of 5th position. I've only drawn mostly the relevant notes here. In A, we would have our A aeolian, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and A. We could reach a B out here at the 9, or slip back. This is what I'd prefer to do. I never used to, but as I got older and wanted less stretching and less activity in my hand, I just slipped back to the 4 for the B, C, and D. That fingering then is duplicated at the 5, 6, and 8 for the E, F, G. And you can finish off the position A, B, and C. So this is A aeolian. We've also seen that it functions as C ionian if you start on the C note at the 8th fret. There you can hear the C scale or the A minor. We'll have one note out of key here, which we have seen before. It's this G sharp, and it can come from the A minor harmonic scale or even a melodic minor. There are indications of melodic minor in that we have D chords. It has the F sharp note, which comes either from A Dorian, there's an F sharp, there it is again, or from an A melodic minor. Then we're back to F naturals. As we spoke about really briefly in Stairway to Heaven, a lot of times what's happening there is just a descending note. In C, a chord tone is G, D has a chord tone F sharp, F could take that chord tone down to an F note, and then we land on the A minor in this case, where the chord tone's open E. So we've heard this in one of the voices of the song. A minor, C, D, F, and A minor again. You can actually hear the focus of that note being part of this song. So here we have our A note, normally 2nd fret, 3rd string. Here we'll put it on the equivalent 7th fret of the 4th string. Because it's a strong initial note, I'll probably start with my strong ring finger to hold it down nicely. But because I want to get to this B note, I could also opt to play it with my pinky, so the B is already within reach. In the old days, I would have definitely started with my pinky and locked myself into this position. But I've grown to really like these tiny shifts. So A here at the 7th, B, C, I can slide into it, or finger it. So A, B, C, D, D, A. They're both lined up at the 7th fret. And up to this high A. Notice we're in a nice position, and you can see the octave. This is an obvious octave that we learn. So A, G, 8th fret, 2nd string, E pointer, D ring finger on the 3rd string. Right back up to that A. G to E, E, D, and A. Notice what I like to do here. I have D and A in the same fret. You don't want to do that with one finger. Release the D to go to the A. You could roll using one finger. D to A, or you could use a separate finger for both. If I'm thinking ahead, I would use the separate finger. A to C, C down to the B, so I'm just going to shift. A's. Here's a nice one, there's our G sharp. To the low E, I've drawn 7th fret of the 5th string. That's part of an E chord, either E7 or E major. Either way, it's the 5 chord, leading you to A's. In this case, the resolution is delayed. E, C, B, and then the A. Here it is one more time. A. Actually, it looks like instinctively I am going to start with my pinky on A. High A to G, E, D. 3, 1, 2, back to A. Slide back to B. One more time. This time looks like I'm going to have my ring finger on the A. It feels nice right now. B to C. High A to G. E, D, and E. A's again. Slide back to a B. Notice I've got my A with my pinky. The normal finger would be a ring finger on G sharp, but I know I want to get to this E as well, which looks nice with the ring finger. So I'm going to bring my second finger into the G sharp, and again, that's just instinct. I wasn't thinking about it. Now there's C to B. I can reach with the pointer. I don't feel like I want to reach with my middle finger. Maybe I could. But instead I'm going to reach with my pointer and slide it. May even use a slide. Here it is again. If you want to play along with chords, go back to the last video, number 137, where I played the arpeggios and the melody. There I'd used the second position notes. With some effort I could work it out to play the notes in the 5th position. A, B, C, D, D, A in an F chord. High A is in that chord too. A minor, C, E chord. That A note is not in an E chord, I'll shift and then hit the A chord. D, F with the C note, fade to a B, A. The G sharp and E are found here. And I can use my open E for the bass then. So here's A. So I don't have that figured out well yet, but I'll try it again.